Hi, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your August 16th, 2023 new moon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps this channel be seen by the YouTube algorithm, and it helps me out tremendously. So, thank you so very much. You guys are amazing. If you're interested in a private reading, a private personalized meditation, or an animal healing, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. If you're having trouble booking, you can email me at daneharttarot@gmail.com. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below, as will my website. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So, by the ending of that singing bowl, okay, I can hear like there's something going on. There's some unease coming forward during this time. So let's see what energy we have to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. This is the Prince of Wands reversed. So the wands are fire sign energy: Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We are in the new moon is in Leo. We are in a Leo time frame right now. The sun is in Leo. So here, our tempers can be getting the best of us, or tempers, like people's agitations, angers, their negative, that fiery kind of charged emotion is hitting up against us rather intensely. And it's rather overwhelming. So just be aware of this. We can be responding with our own anger, our own frustration, our own, just gritting of the teeth. Like I'm not putting up with this angered response. So just be aware that can, I'm just hearing it can lead to hate. So just be aware of this. And we don't need to go there. We don't need to lower our energy vibration to that. So being aware of that. And there's also a sense of just feeling like any momentum forward is better than standing still. And that's not the case. In a new moon, we're kind of called to stand still. We're called to look at the silence. We're called to stand in ourselves, be part of ourselves, look at what we desire, what we want, what we need, what we're moving towards in our lives. It's not a time for manifestation. It's a time for self-realization. And that can be difficult, and it will be difficult during this time. So let's see, Cancer, what Spirit has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Here we have positivity reversed. We can be having a hard time being positive. We can feel like it's a bunch of bull and we're just lying to ourselves. Oh, stay positive, stay positive. I've stayed positive for years and decades, and it's not getting me anywhere. It's not getting me what I want. The anger here is really quick to swoop in and want to take over. So just be aware of this. The frustration, the anger, the sense of being wronged. And Spirit is asking us to step back and step out of our egos, step out of ourselves, and step in to love and to kindness, and look at yourself the way you would a small child. Look at yourself the way you would a stranger. You wouldn't talk to a stranger or a child like that. Why are you talking to yourself like that? This is a time to look at the heart, look at what we love, and look at what we need. And then we're going to see that the positivity starts to come in. So just be aware. Let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, So know with the Knight of Cups reversed, well, not the Knight, the King of Cups reversed, we can have a tendency to get in our own way during this time. We're represented by the cups in the minor arcana. If you're here for a simple yes or no answer, the answer is yes. So take that as you may. But also know that the Nine of Swords and the Eight of Cups, this is an ending. Okay, the Eight of Cups is an absolute ending. I'm walking away. We're done. And the Nine of Swords is self-doubt. And then you have a yes, you have blessing. But we get in our own way. It's almost like we know this blessing is coming. We know that there's a light shining on us and in us. And that's very much, correlating with this Leo time. And we'll get into the astrology of it in just a moment. But we're having difficulty letting ourselves shine. We're crowned by the Knight of, not the Knight, my gosh, the Page of Swords. This is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay, so if we're born on the cusp of Gemini or we have strong air sign energy in our chart, this comes through very powerfully. Just as if we're born on the cusp with Leo, that chaotic fire energy comes through very powerfully. With the Page of Swords, we're a student of our mind and we're a student of our words. We're really thinking about things. We're finding we're writing things down. You're going to go for notebooks more. You're going to spend time journaling or spend time just in contemplation. If journaling isn't your thing, thoughts, words, ideas are going to be a huge part of you. This is a time for composition. Okay, this is a time for creating, putting things together, writing. Very, very important, very expressive way for you to move forward. The new moon is in 23 degrees of Leo, and Leo is ruled by the sun. And so here, the sun and the moon are both in Leo. So this is a very powerful time, and you're seeing that sun's light shine on you. With Leo, it brings confidence and creativity and vitality and a love for life and enthusiasm. Also, it brings forward our natural leadership capabilities. We become the heroes of our own stories, and we want to be the heroes of our own stories, and we shine. So that energy of shining, that energy of illuminating is so important. The new moon is a time of darkness. It is a time between the lunar cycles. It is a time that's also seen as the moon entering into the underworld, which I love. I love the idea of the moon entering into the underworld to be reborn either on the 17th or the 18th of August. At this time of the moon in the underworld, it is a time of death and it is a time of rebirth. It is not a time for manifestation, but a time for self-realization. Again, self-realization is going to be so important to us. Venus, okay, is also in the underworld at the same exact time as the moon. Now, Cancer, we are ruled by the moon. The moon is our ruling quote unquote planet. What that means is a lunar cycle means more to us than it does others. It also means a lot to Pisces. So if you have strong Pisces energy in your chart and you're ever like, wow, why does the moon hit me so hard? Because you have that Cancer energy ruled by the moon, and then Pisces energy is represented by the moon in the major arcana. So be aware of that as well. Venus is in the underworld, again, at the same time as we are, at the same time as the moon is. And so there's this transformative period going on in our lives, especially around love. It hits us very deeply, okay? With Venus conjunct the moon and the sun, she is moving and transforming from being our evening star to being our morning star. And that's a powerful transformation. Love is transforming around us. There's a T-square of Pluto and the lunar nodes, bringing fear versus love energy forward, also bringing victim versus creator energy forward. We can easily fall into the I can't and woe is me category. Be very aware of that. That's for all people, all signs. It's very easy to get really down, really hard on ourselves, especially, with you being right after Gemini. Gemini energy has that coming through very powerfully too. So just be aware if you have Gemini in your chart, you could be hit really, really hard and you could be wondering, why is there so much doubt? Why is there so much questioning? So just be aware. Black Moon Lilith is at 24 degrees of Leo. Now this links the new moon, and this is linked to the new moon, and it's a symbol of wild, instinctive femininity. Okay? Our energy, very feminine, very caring, very nurturing, right? And it comes forward. And so with Venus conjunct the moon, right, and Black Moon Lilith, it brings this rebellious energy around love. So just be aware of that. Excuse me. Uranus is squared the sun and the moon. Individuality, speaking the truth, being brave, being fully ourselves is what we're called to do. Now, Jupiter is trine Mercury. This brings big ideas. This brings an expanding of the mind. So that's a very big deal. Now, Mars is conjunct Mercury, which is very good for practicality and really being focused on our health. We can really be focused on a health journey during this time. We can see it as our health journey. And again, we're going to really be inclined towards notebooks, towards data entry. Okay. With everything that we do during this time, we're like, we need to write it down. We need to have it organized in a nice little notebook. And we want it to be pretty too. So just be aware of this. Mars is opposing Neptune. This is a big deal. Okay. Mars is goal oriented. Neptune is dream oriented. Our goals, which are so prevalent in the forefront of our mind, are missing our dreams. So we can feel like the spark is gone, the creativity is gone, the inspiration is gone, and we don't know why we're not moving forward the way that we want to. We're not connecting the way that we need to. So just be aware of that. We'd be losing our drive. And that can be an overwhelming thing. The sun and the moon, okay, and Venus are close to the royal star of Regulus. Now, this is important because Regulus is the star that represents the heart of the lion of Leo in the Leo constellation in the sky. This is urging us back to our heart, back to what we desire. We're a little bit afraid to connect with our heart fully. There's a sense of like, I'm afraid and I cover my ears. I have a nephew who does that. He's afraid and he covers his ears. I never saw anybody do that before, but that's him. It's like, I don't want to hear it. I'm always like, oh, you're the hear no evil monkey, you know? I always cover my mouth. So here, he covers his ears. Like, I can't hear it. And you're going to be very in tune with any sort of negativity that comes forward during this time. It's like you can feel it. It vibrates. Like anything that is vibrationally negative, it almost feels like it cuts you, it wounds you. So just be aware of this. Okay. Venus is rising. Okay. No, yeah. Venus is rising as the morning star, and she is right above Hydra. Now, Hydra is the serpent signifying the sacred feminine. And this is a time where we are stepping back into that rebirth of the sacred feminine love energy. And that sacred feminine energy has also been in the underworld for quite a time. Now, Saturn is in the stars of Aquarius. And this is beautiful because Saturn in the stars of Aquarius, the water bearer, is pouring down the waters of life and wisdom onto the earth and onto us. It is reminding us, Saturn is reminding us that we are energetic beings. And that's why the energy of what's around us is so important. And it becomes so practical. Saturn is a very practical, you do A, you do B type of energy. It's a practical rules energy. And yet it is also giving us this lovely reminder that we are energetic beings and that is a practical, way of living in our world. Uranus and Jupiter are squaring the new moon and Venus. This is close to the heart of Cetus, the whale. Now, this is reminding us of the wisdoms of the deep water, right? And this is bringing us to the sacred healing of the deep water and the sacred feminine that holds water in our bodies. And we're having a hard time right now connecting with our own sign of water. We are represented by I just hit my mic, by the cups in the minor arcana. We're having a hard time connecting with what we love, what we desire, how we're moving forward in our own creative piece. So just be aware of this. This is a time where we are a student of asking questions, of diving deeper, of cutting through doubts and fears, but we're hiding our own voice. For some reason, we're muffling our own words. We're apprehensive to speak, or it feels like if I speak, I will not be moving forward in the way that I need to. So we're holding back our words. We're holding back our words because we do not think we have a right to speak for one reason or another. Be aware of this. Sit in the self-reflection to see, how do I move forward? How do I move forward in what I desire and what I want? Because our mind is working so quickly. We're recording things, we're taking things in at a rapid, rapid speed, but we feel apprehensive to speak. So just be aware of that. With the Eight of Cups, something has come to an ending. Now, the Eight of Cups is not a minor ending. The Eight of Cups is an ending as severe as a divorce. There's a sense of, okay, I know, it's time to go. And that's going to come through so loudly. It doesn't mean that we have to get divorced during this time, nor, we might even be inclined to, or in a relationship. So that might even not resonate with us at all. So then leave it. But there is something here where we are divorcing it from our bodies, our way of thinking, our way of speaking, our way of acting, our way of seeing ourselves in the world. It's like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm walking away. It's something I thought I loved. It's something I thought I needed. It's something I thought could be, but it is not for me. And we're going to see ourselves saying, okay, that's the end. And we're going to be walking away. Now, are we afraid? Yeah, absolutely. Afraid, overwhelmed, doubting, fearing. The Nine of Swords comes in, and we could be having a really hard time sleeping, just sleeping. We can find that at night, instead of going to sleep, we like to do things that are just soothing. And I see us turning away from our screens. So you can be putting the screen down, but you could be listening to a book and doing some sort of craft, or, or reading, or, whatever that just brings you solace, that brings you comfort. I like doing embroidery. I love the sound of the needle going through the the cloth. It's very soothing to me. But I can see you getting lost in this, and it just soothes you. Whereas sleep will have you confronting your problems through your dreams. So you're not going to find that as soothing. And yet, that's going to be a very powerful place where you work through, and you've gone into the darkness of the self, right? The quiet, the silence, the solitude of self through dream, through sleep, that awakens you, rebirths you into the next day to a place where you have a new face moving forward. So sleep for you, Cancer, is going to be very representative of the moon going into the underworld and then rising the next day. So we will have that ritual and kind of make it a ritual at night. You're going into the underworld. I know that sounds scary. Maybe that doesn't sound as appealing, but it's like I'm going into my subconscious. There we go. Whilst I sleep, to be awakened with answers. So if you have questions while you sleep, you can ask the universe, you can ask spirit, you can ask your angels, you can ask your spirit guides, you can ask, divinity, ancestors, whomever you feel comfortable with connecting with, to guide you forward, to open up the door, to have you see and hear and connect in a way that you have been afraid to. It brings us to the sun. We're afraid to shine. There is just something here that's like, well, I can't shine. Or I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm too, this, I'm too that. We usually group it around age, or I'm too busy, right? Or I have no right to shine. People told me I was too stupid, too ignorant, too whatever it is that you were too much of to deserve to take up space in this world. That was bull, that was not right. And Spirit is here to tell you through me that they were absolutely wrong. It is now time to let yourself shine. Let yourself shine. Embrace the sun. Sunflowers are actually going to be a really big deal for you. Seeing sunflowers, it's going to be like, okay, you're on the right path. You're on the right path. You're moving forward. Sunflower seeds. If you plant sunflowers, in your garden, I don't know when the best time to plant sunflowers. It's probably not now, but if you plant sunflower seeds, or even in the house, and let that sunflower grow and then plant it in the garden, next year, you're going to see that there's a sense of growing towards your potential, kind of like Jack and the Beanstalk, going towards what you could only have imagined. And that's going to be very, very, very empowering. With the King of Cups reversed, we're going to have a tendency to get in our own way. Emotionally, we're going to be really harsh on ourselves. We're going to be really thinking that it has to be all or nothing, and not giving ourselves the grace of the space in between. There is a sense here with the throat chakra, looking at our life path. We're speaking our life path forward. We're also looking at what we desire, what we want. Spleen energy, I believe. I'm just seeing spleen energy coming in. Creativity, creation, life energy coming forward. The power of the voice, the power of what we desire, the power of the waters that Saturn is raining down on us to invigorate us, to move us forward, to embrace us with the sacred and the sacred within us, knowing that we are mostly water. Here, we sail out on the ocean, right, in the upright. And I love that he holds a boat in the cup, because that could be him, right? There could be a million kings holding a boat with a cup with a king on it, holding a boat with a cup with a king on it, and it could go on for infinitum. Our world is our perception. Our perception is our reality. It is time to lead with the heart to the sacred place of love, caring, and compassion. And we're just having a bit of trouble. We're feeling everybody's emotions so intensely, especially if you're empathic. Right? And especially also if that's your job. Your job is to connect with people. It's like, okay, I've kind of like taken on a little bit too much, a cleanse, make sure you take baths in Epsom salts, or go to the sea, or however you can cleanse the negativity out of you is going to be so important. I love the singing bowls. That energy vibration, especially around sound, the connection as an energy being, is going to be very, very, very powerful for you, Cancer. Now let's see what the moon has to say for herself. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Ooh. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides. Okay, so what's very interesting here is that we have gratitude reversed. There's a sense that we're not connecting with our ancestral self, with the people who've come before us. Now, maybe we have no reason at all to be grateful to them, but to be grateful to ourselves, the many faces we'll show as we live and as we exist, to be grateful as we move forward and evolve is going to be really important. And stating what we are happy about in this world, even if it's just really small things, like even if it's just like ketchup. I really like ketchup. Like that's something I'm really happy about. That that can make us smile. That can make us smile that on that day it was such a cruddy day that it's like I'm thankful for ketchup. It made me smile, you know? So step out of your comfort zone, and that's reversed. We're having difficulty stepping out of our comfort zone, stepping into what we truly want, what we truly desire, how we want to move forward for ourselves. So that's going to be a very powerful thing, to step out of our comfort zone, to not hide our words, hide our voice, hide what we really desire. And it brings us to prosperity lies ahead. This is new beginnings. We're walking through portals. And portals was ruled by the god Janus in Roman mythology. That's where we get the word January from, because it's the beginning of the new year. It is the portal into the new year. We're walking away from something that we kind of think, wow, I really shouldn't be walking away from this. Like it either cost a lot of money or it was really important to us once upon a time. And now it's like, no, I'm entering into this new beginning. I'm moving forward. Know that prosperity lies ahead. Know that you are on the right path. Expect powerful change, and yet we're fighting it. And that's what we're fighting here. Nobody ever says, in order to perform your absolute best, to be your strongest, quickest wit, don't sleep. Don't take care of yourself. Don't eat properly. People say sleep and make sure you're fueling yourself properly. That's going to be so important. So here, just know that we're resisting change. We're resisting change and we're exhausting ourselves. And yet, expect powerful changes. It's coming whether you want it or not. And this energy can be and will be for a lot of us from new moon to new moon. It leads us to balance of spirit and the practical and discernment. And these are both reversed. So as the sun is shining on us, we are not balancing our spiritual being and our practical being. We are not seeing even our spiritual being and our practical being. We're just kind of like, okay, charge ahead, shine, like illuminate. It's kind of like blind them, shine the flashlight in their eyes and keep on running forward. Discernment, we're not having discernment with the energy of balance, but also the energy that we're letting into us. And that was seen before. Spirit said we're being hit. It's kind of like psychically, emotionally, but it's energetically. We're being hit by the energy that is around us. And that's very overwhelming. That's very intense. So be aware of that. If we can balance the spiritual and the practical, we can see ourselves moving forward in such a more prosperous way. Show the world the real you. We're hiding from that. It's like we're hiding our voice. That's reversed. And yet self-love comes forward. How do we change the King of Cups to the upright King? It's to love ourselves, to see ourselves, to respect ourselves. Show the world the real you. We're afraid. We're afraid of what if I step into my full potential, my full being? What happens then? It can be extraordinary. But it's also, if you step into a world fully as you and people reject you, they're rejecting you. They're not rejecting a facade. They're not rejecting a mask. They're not rejecting anything but you. And that hurts. And we're protecting ourselves from hurt. So just be aware of that. Our subconscious energy to be mindful of is the Lady Reversed. Now, this can be being mindful of a mother figure in our lives. All right. This can be being mindful also of creative energy birthing forward our creative energy into the world, our creative self, what we desire, what we want. If you are pregnant, take really good care of yourself. I mean, seriously, not a doctor, not pretending to be one, but just take extra care of yourself during this time. Okay. Seriously. Make sure nice and slow, get things checked out, make sure you're on top of things. All right. Just had to give that warning. It's for someone. You have to hear that. But here we're having trouble birthing forward our creative energy, our creative selves. So just be aware of this. Our subconscious spirit message is inspire. We are going to be so inspired during this time. And yet we're going to think, how? Why? This is such a crazy time. Yeah, it is. But it's going to be a very deeply inspiring time as well. Our subconscious tarot message. Here's the world reversed. It's not about more, more, more. We're going to think, oh, I have to be, super interconnected with the world and connecting with everybody and everything. Let the world be small. Yet let your world be small. Connect with yourself. Connect with what you love. Connect with what you desire. A small world is not a bad world. It is your world. It doesn't have to be jet setting and, going here and going there and doing this and doing that. That can be exhausting and is exhausting for a lot of people. That's not what their soul needs. And yet what we think we want can be in contrast to what our soul is deeply desiring. So just be aware of this. Our subconscious Luna message is nourishment. And then reversed, your hard work is paying off. We need to nourish ourselves with sleep, with food, with, love. And we need to stop thinking that our hard work will never pay off, that will never be recognized, because our hard work is paying off. We just have to start seeing it. And are we going to see it right now during this moon? No. No, we're not. But is it going to be there? Yes, absolutely. Abso-stinkin-lutely. All right. All right, Cancer. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this new moon and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Cancer. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Remember to go slow during this time and have a blessed moon. Bye.